I don't know, but they feel kind of different. So they feel special. I woke up with a lot on my mind, but it all makes sense. Yeah, they got it, Bobby. Let's find inner peace and not a troubled heart. It's like a dopamine release when I'm speaking my part. He steady feeling for direction in the land of the lost. Request made to God, my prayers are sealed. I'm on a quest for refinement, I ain't chasing a meal. Steadfast, holy fam, love endures forever. During desperate measures, I done found my treasure. I'm meditating while I'm cruising with no time to waste. It's rhythm to this life, you gotta find your pace. So many mindless snakes that's designed to hate. Real retribution is right in their face. We got them all petrified, seeing right through their lies. As they watch and despise, we continue to rise. Lost all idle time, now I grind like the soldier. The best part of waking up, I ain't talking about Folgers. It's when that word hits your soul and it shapes it motion. For real, wake up, grand rising, recognize it. It's your time, time. Wake up, grand rising, recognize it. It's your time, time. I woke up early this morning, feeling the new shine on my life. The sun was shining, and you was on my mind. Yeah, they got it, Bobby. Woke up feeling gifted, like the weight has been lifted. Just a man on a mission, dropping something prolific, like equilibrium and stable, like I found my balance. Got demons all around, I got a spiritual callus. Been fasting for days, I'm seeing clearer than average. I'm purging my flesh and renewing my mind. Taking every day, one day at a time. Almighty God, sounds simple, but it's all cause everybody chasing stars. But I'm recollecting, reminiscing, steady stepping, learning value lessons. I thank the Lord for his presence, a natural bliss. I feel the essence in this progression. Calm, cool, and collected. You know the method, we stay protected, and we ain't never stressing. Just me, my Bible, and my Lotus Smith and Wesson. I hope you get the message. I wish you all blessings. The last finished first, so we really got the leverage. Wake up, grand rising, recognize it. It's your time, time. Wake up, grand rising, recognize it. It's your time, time. I woke up early this morning, feeling a new shine on my life. The sun was shining, and you was on my mind. Yeah, they got it, Bobby. Dynamics on the canvas, yeah. Father helped to advance us, yeah. They held us up for ransom, yeah. You see, now they throwing tantrums. We introverted, but we outspoken. You stuck there like you out Roka. Zoned out off the MK Ultra. They tell me lighten up, but I ain't Sammy Sosa. No way. They want me to lighten up. Well, I want them to wake up. Grand rising. It's your time, man.
Shalom, Israel. It's your boy New Breed coming through with another live stream. I apologize for the technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Something strange was going on with the feed and it ended. But this time we're going to go non-interrupted, most high willing. We can have a successful stream. As you enter this stream, make sure you mash the thumbs up. Luckily, I was just getting started. And I may have to repeat some things for playback's sake, but you know, we're going to get into a real lesson today. We're going to go into the word and we're going to talk about really living. Because just because you breathing don't mean you really living your life. Just because you breathing don't mean you living. And that's the real deal. And it's a very timely topic because people are barely breathing these days because they got a damn mask on 20 hours out of the day. So people are literally suffocating themselves. So now they done took our mundane realities and even attacked the actual breath that we breathe out of our lungs. And I want to talk about this because there's a very select few people in this life who are really living life and understand what life is. Understand what it's like to really live, opposed to having a mundane reality. Now, first and foremost, it's a difference between having a monotonous life and a repetitive life than a mundane life. All right? See, monotony and repetitiveness, that's what builds discipline. Being repetitive in something, being monotonous in something, that builds discipline. That builds character. But you have people out here who live a mundane life, and there's a difference. Mundane is when you're basically doing something you do not want to do in your life. You're not happy with what you're doing. You're doing something just to get by. You don't have any passion or thrill in what you're doing out of life. That's a mundane existence. And you got a lot of individuals who live for other people. You got a lot of individuals who live solely based on, I would say, people's acceptance. You got people who live for adulation. You got people who live just to be revered and venerated in this society. You got people who live for likes. You got people whose true existence has been suppressed and diluted by this system. And this system has done a phenomenal job with creating an illusion to what life is. And we're going to talk about what life really is about. And this is a topic that's not really spoken on that much. But we're going to go into the word, because I see a lot of things floating around various social media websites, a lot of things that promote more fear and uncertainty. And I want to be one of those channels that speak life. My name is New Breed, so it's all about life, the process of life. See, life really is a series of learning experiences. These learning experiences are supposed to prepare you for what's after this life. Life is but a test. Someone once said life is but a dream. And that's the reality, because this is temporary. Life after this is eternal. So this is just a dream. This is just a simulation, a series of events, a series of decisions. It's an algorithm based on what decisions you make. And I want to talk about this. I want to talk about what life is really about, man, because it's time to start living. But if y'all like that fire song that I was playing, that's called Grand Rising. That's on my SoundCloud at I Am New Breed. Follow me at I Am New Breed. There's a lot of dope music on there. Also follow me on IG as well. My Instagram is newbreed404. There's a lot of good videos on there. Meal prep, taste tests. There's going to be a lot of interviews speaking about high vibrational foods and things of that nature. Because, we're trying to make more healthy living choices. 1 minute, y'all. What is going on here? Let's turn these notifications off. Thank you, family. Somebody said the song is motivational. All right, I don't know what's going on here. I'm getting a chat. All right, there we go. I'll tell you. But we're going to go into some of the word, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go into some of the word. First of all, you got a lot of people out there who are living their lives to make it to a certain status. Their whole life is about being at a certain status in life and having the adulation and the reverence from other people. And I want to go into that. You got a lot of people chasing the dollar. It's all about the money. And they feel like what comes with the money is what fulfills them in life. And I want to go to some verses here. I want to go to some verses. We're going to break this thing down. It's a lot to talk about regarding this topic. All right. So first of all, Proverbs 28:20 says, "A faithful man shall abound with blessings, but he that maketh haste to be rich shall not be innocent." So you got everybody out here on this rat race, on a chase for the American dream, so to speak, which is a dream that's turning into a nightmare. You got everybody chasing a dollar, everybody in a haste to make something of themselves. In a haste. They're not going with the natural flow. They're not going with the natural algorithm. See, life has a pace to it. You have to catch the rhythm that the Most High has. But you got people who are in a haste to make it to a certain level. People who are in a haste to make it to a certain level they will not be innocent. Only the faithful shall be innocent. So you got a lot of people compromising their life initially, being impatient, being in a haste, being in a rush to get to a certain status. And really, while you're on this chase, you're really not living life because you're not enjoying life. You're not enjoying the small things. They say the best things in life are free. There's not a statement that is not more true than that. The best things in life are free, ladies and gentlemen. You spending time with your children. You going out in the sunlight, soaking in some vitamin D. You just relaxing, having some type of downtime to reflect. You having peace of mind. These things are free. That's part of life. These are components that add to our lives, that make our lives livable. When you're always on a constant search to get to a status, you're operating in haste and it's going to leave your innocence. You want to have a sense of innocence, ladies and gentlemen, because that's how we came in this world. We came in this world with a sense of innocence. Once we people give it all up, man. They compromise everything. What does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his entire soul based on having a haste of things? And here's the crazy part. In the afterlife, if you remain innocent, you will gain all of those things that you were searching for. Many mansions, streets paved with gold. And that's what it is. This life right here is just a test. Matthew chapter 6, 31 through 34. Therefore, take no thought, saying, what shall we eat? Or what shall we drink? Or wherewithal shall we be clothed? See, you're supposed to live life one day at a time. You're supposed to live in the moment. You're not supposed to always thinking about what I'm going to wear tomorrow, what I'm going to eat tomorrow. You know, what am I going to do tomorrow? What is this, you know? And look, and I want you to pay attention to society, how it always gears you towards all of these things. I mean, Satan has set up a system that absolutely makes you look at the world that exact way. You know, what we're going to eat tonight, what we're going to eat tomorrow, you know, what we're going to put on. And they got all of this fashion and fashion shows and all of these things that's coming out. This shoe about to come out, that shoe about to come out. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, when am I going to be able to get those? And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with wanting nice things and having nice things. But this society has made a culture where we desire what we're going to do the next day, opposed to living in that very moment that we're in. You're supposed to live for the moment, man. You're supposed to be worried about the next day like that. So that's a part of living life. There's not a lot of people who see society this way. And I'm going to say this. A lot of people like to plan years in advance. You live in a society full of uncertainty. This is why the scriptures commanded you to live each day like it's your last one. You're supposed to be living each day, saying the things that you need to say. There should be something you checking off that bucket list every day that goes by. There should be a checklist that every man, woman, and child has that you know they want to do that day. Because tomorrow is not promised. Life is but a mist in the air. One moment you here, the next minute you not. Tomorrow is not promised to you today. That's why you're not supposed to worry about what's going to happen the next day. And if you look at society, look at what's going on social media. Only thing that people push is what bill of legislation they may pass, what they're going to do, what they may do next year, the end of the year after that, what may happen with this. Listen, you might not make it till tomorrow. That's the reality of it. So live your life for the day. See, just because you breathing don't mean you really living. You got to be in a point in time where you are willing to take chances to do what you feel you were born to do. Do you know how many people in this life are living a mundane existence, doing something that they really don't want to do in life. Doing something that is not a part of their purpose. They're just doing it to get by. It has to come a time when you pursue your own goals. There's so many people living for the acceptance and approval of other people, worried about what the next man or woman think about you. And it dictates how they move in life. It dictates what they do. It dictates how they think. They're afraid to think against the mass majority of people. They are caught up in group mentality. Deep down in their conscious, deep down embedded in their psyche, they know that the mass majority is going down a broad path that leads to destruction. Thank you for the donation, family. Highly appreciate it. They know that the path that they're going down is obsolete. They know that they're following the mass majority, but deep down inside, they know that that's not the right direction. But they're too afraid to live life. They're too afraid to take chances. They're too afraid to actually venture off and do what it is that they know in their hearts is the right thing to do. There's so many people that are like that. That's not living life. You're just simply breathing. You're living for other people. That's not life. That is not life. Hebrews 13:5. Let your conversations be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have. For he hath said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. See, your conversation shouldn't be of what you want all the time, of covetousness, looking at the next person, wanting what that person got, wanting what this person got. The Bible tells you to be happy with what you got, man. Be happy with what you got. It makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference in your life when you can accept what you have and be grateful. Take care of what you got. That next man down the street might got a 2018 truck. You know what I'm saying? You might got a 2005 truck. Who cares, man? Take care of your truck. Clean your truck. Be happy with your truck. Because while you're looking at this next man's truck, you don't know his situation. You don't know what he had to do, how he worked, how he got his. That's why you don't get caught up in competition. There's a lot of brothers and sisters that's in competition with one another. That's not living life. You covetous. You paying attention to the next person's life so much you're not even paying attention to your own life. So we're not supposed to be covetous. That's not living, man. Romans chapter 12, verse 2. Be ye not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. See, don't transform or conform to this world. Whatever this world got going on, that's what they got going on. Just because you see everybody in 90-degree weather with a damn mask on their face, barely breathing, that don't mean you got to conform to this world. There's no laws written on the books that you got to conform. Unless it's just out of fear of the government going to do something to you if you don't wear a mask. Unless it's just fear of what somebody is saying or fear of how somebody is looking at you. But you don't have to conform to nobody. The Most High will not forsake you. You ain't got to conform. When the scripture is telling us to be wise, it's telling us to this wisdom. The scriptures is the wisdom. Because we're wiser than them. See, being wise is to know that if you have a mask on all day, you're breathing in carbon monoxide and you're actually killing yourself. To be wise is to know that a lot of these masks were shipped over from the same place that so-called made the virus. So why would you put that over your face? That's wisdom. You're suffocating yourself. You're not even breathing. Just because you're breathing, that don't mean you living. They don't even want you breathing. They done already created a reality where we are living a mundane existence, and now they want to suck the breath out of your lungs. They already killed us on a psychological level because we're not really living life. We relied on what they have to offer. We relied on the beast system. We relied on Satan's system. We relied on what they had to offer. And that's not living. That's not living. That's not freedom. We should always desire freedom. Living is when you have your own. You're building with your own. You can go outdoors and pick fruit straight off of a tree. You can drink water straight out of a well. You have your own livestock. You have your own cattle. You have your own produce. That's living. That's life. That's truly living life. And you don't have to rely on someone else. Let's go. Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. So as you walk around society, and you looking at people, you seeing how they living. You see the uncertainty. You see the fear. You don't want no parts of that, because the word is the word. The Most High is our protection, our guidance. We don't have no reason to be afraid of a virus. We don't have no reason to be afraid of anybody who coming up against us. No doubt. No doubt, no doubt. Billie Jean says biblically approved. Kara Janelle, no fear, absolutely. No doubt. Y'all hit that like button. Y'all most definitely hit the like button. Thank you for the donation, family. Using left, right side of the brain. Absolutely. Enjoy your life. Live your life. Don't be afraid to venture out and enjoy things. There's a lot of people in British Columbia, a lot of people that ventured off to Africa to go find something different, to go live their life. They're in the pursuit of happiness. That's one of the things written of in the Constitution, right? The pursuit of happiness. If you're not happy here, pursue happiness somewhere else. That's living life. If you're not utilizing the pursuit of happiness, you're not living. If you living in fear, you're not living. Just because you breathing don't mean you living, man. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? See, all of these things that you see are going to come to pass. Life as you know it is a shadow of things to come. The whole question is, where will you be at the end of this particular life? This life here that you live in is just a simulation. When you pass on to the other side, that's not the end, ladies and gentlemen. Your soul lives on. The soul never dies. You continue to live. Why would you fear dying? Why would you fear death? Because everything that you see on social media is to promote the fear of death. That's all it's about. And if you are watching some of these people, then you're falling for the trap. If you're following what they're saying, you're falling for the trap. A lot of y'all, if y'all keep sharing these videos that offer no resolve whatsoever, because a lot of y'all even watching this be sharing these videos, sharing them and sharing them and sharing them everywhere. Don't share any videos to me with nobody speaking about something that's going to end up in death and carnage and destruction, and they're not bringing no type of biblical concrete resolve. Because the resolve is we're not supposed to fear death. Some people fear death so much they're not even living. You cannot possibly live your life to its fullest potential if you're afraid to die. I'm just being straight up with you. There's no way you can live your life till its fullest potential if you're afraid to die, man. The fear of death is poison when there's an afterlife. We live our lives as if we're not going to cross over. We live our lives as if there's not going to be another side to this. That makes no sense. You know that life is temporary. You can go to a cemetery and see that life is temporary. There's graves full of people. We're all going to cross over to the other side. So why live every day worried about what's coming against you? What type of problems that may be on the horizon? Listen, your trust should be in the Most High. I personally don't fear dying. I went through enough in this life to make the headlines. So it's not like I'm never afraid to cross over to the other side. Not saying I'm suicidal or anything like that, but I'm saying when it comes, I'm going to make peace with it. When that day comes, you got to make peace with it, man. It is what it is. But in the meantime, in between time, live your life, man. Live your life. Thank you for the donation. Fear and stress will kill both directly and indirectly. No doubt. Live your life. Some of us out here working jobs that we absolutely hate. We have no purpose of being there only but to get by. Now, don't get this twisted. There is always going to be times when you don't want to go to work for whatever reason. You may need a day to yourself. You may need some downtime. You may need to relax and recollect. But any job you working, there should be fulfillment in that job. You should know that you're going in the right direction. You should know that that job is fulfilling your purpose in life. And overall, you should be happy with what you're doing. A lot of people are not living their purpose, ladies and gentlemen. You shouldn't be. That's not living. Living just to get by. What you do should give you a sense of clarity, peace. What you're doing out of life should really make you feel honored to do it. There's a lot of people who don't take any pride in their work. And essentially, that's because that's not what they're supposed to be doing in life. We have so many trades, various skills. And we're just afraid to take that leap of faith to work within each other. Black Wall Street is clear and evident that you had a lot of people who collectively decided to come together and build with each other. We're afraid to have that type of mentality as people. We have a lack of trust among each other. And that's something that has to go away too, because listen, if you don't trust anybody, you're not living either. If you don't trust anybody, you're not living. Now, I'm going to be real with you. You got to be wise out here. And I'm not telling you to trust every damn body. But the Bible tells you to judge a man by his works. Judge someone by the fruits of their labor. You only can judge somebody by the words that come out of their mouth. You cannot be looking at everybody like an agent. And there's a lot of agents. I speak about the agents. But you can't look at everybody like an agent, because then you're not going to be able to live your life when the Most High sends people in your favor. When the Most High put people forth that's here to help you and bridge the gap for you in certain situations, open doors of opportunity for you. How could you live your life if you don't trust anybody? So we got to expand our minds, broaden our horizons. A lot of the times when I speak about targeted individuals, gang stalking, it is not to make individuals paranoid and untrustworthy and isolated. It is simply to make you aware of what's really taking place behind closed doors in society. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4. Charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself. It is not puffed up. See, the Bible says charity covers the multitude of sins. Living is helping others, ladies and gentlemen. Living is when you see a person who is homeless. You give to that homeless man. Even if you don't have money, give them a goodie bag. Give them toothpaste, a toothbrush, a washcloth, some socks, some drawers. Charity covers the multitudes of sins. And charity is not puffed up. Like what you see with these celebrities. Every time they give, they got to make it public. You know, we gave this to that foundation. Anytime somebody's running for office, we donated that for this foundation. And at the end of the day, it's just a tax write-off. They're puffed up. Charity's not puffed up. Charity is when you legit, you help others. You help them do the work. You help them when they're down and out. You help people who are stumbling, people who are homeless, people who are suffering. These preachers and these pastors out here, they're not giving to the homeless. They puffed up. Giving to others is living, man. Ephesians chapter 4:32. And be ye kind to one another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, even as God, for Christ's sake, hath forgiven you. You gotta forgive one another. Let me tell you something. If you are harboring resentment, hatred, if you are one who cannot forgive people for when they trespass against you, you are not living your life. You are not living. Let me repeat that. If you're a person who harbors hatred and unforgiveness and resentment for people, if your mind is always on vengeance, always trying to get back at somebody, pissed off over something somebody done did to you 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, you are not living your life. You simply breathing. You let your own unforgiveness choke you out. Matter of fact, you got a thick quilt on you, on your back. It's a thick woolly quilt that you're walking around in the desert with, sweating to death. That's how much weight you holding on your shoulders when you are unforgiving towards people. Think about children. Children be living their life, man. You can go on any playground. Well, not nowadays, because kids can't go outside and play. But when I was growing up, kids would be on the playground. You might get kicked off the monkey bars. The very next day, you playing with the same kids. You know why? Because you done forgot about it. Y'all see what they trying to do. Every time we start getting to a certain number of people in my chat, this happens. Mash the thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen. Mash the thumbs up. It never fails. Once we get to a certain number, they shut it down. But it goes back to that having a sense of innocence. When somebody do something to you, the Most High forgives you, so you need to forgive them. Straight up. Acts chapter 20, verse 35. I have showed you all things, how that so laboring ye ought to support the weak, and to remember the words of the Lord, how he said, it is more blessed to give than to receive. So as we labor and we get an abundance, it's better to give than receive, man. Show charity towards your people, man. That's living. That's living life. There's more fulfillment that comes with living and sharing among your people than receiving things. Let me say this too. This is something that I hope that all brothers and sisters, all men and women have learned from COVID-19. And I'm hoping, and I'm saying post COVID-19 because things seem to be opening back up. But one thing I hope that everybody have learned from this is to share with each other. I hope that everybody understand what times we living in, that we have to go back to how we used to live. Meaning, these neighborhoods, brothers, it's time to start doing neighborhood meetings again. You know, once all restrictions are lifted, all social distancing rules are over, it has to come a time where all of the men in the community have to leave their cell phones at home, go outside, meet up in somebody's apartment, and really start talking about how we need to protect our neighborhood from any type of threat, foreign or domestic. That's, if I really hope and pray that you've learned that, brothers. And if you're a man who's well spoken, if you're a man that's in your neighborhood and your people look up to you, it's going to take you to jump out there. It's going to take you to walk outside, see your neighbors, and take that initial step. Because there can be foreign or domestic threats coming. And as men, we have to protect our families. We have to share with each other. We have to be able to trust those in our environment. And whoever's not with the program of actually coming together, then it is what it is. See, these are the type of conversations they don't want us to have. These are the type of things they don't want us to do. But they need to be done. And, you know, I just wanted to put that out there, man. We got to share with each other. We got to really build with each other. That's living, man. This is living life. Being isolated and separated and all. Y'all see what they doing. Y'all see what they doing, man. Every time we get to a certain amount in my checks, it never fails. It's like clockwork. It's like clockwork. If you're in this live stream and you getting edification, smash the thumbs up. Any YouTuber that you rocking with at this moment, y'all need to make sure that you sharing their videos and hitting thumbs up, because the mechanism is in place. The mechanism is in place, straight up. But, you know, just because you breathing on me, you living, man. I wanted to come through with this message for today. Hopefully this helped a lot of people out. If you don't follow me on IG, my IG is newbreed404. Also, if you don't follow me on Patreon, my Patreon is patreon.com/newbreed with a capital N. I'm going to be putting some official exclusive material on there tonight. We're going to go into some things tonight on that Patreon, and you don't want to miss it. Also, for those interested in the Spiritual Jamaica Retreat, my WhatsApp number I will leave in the description box as well. Serious inquiries only. Now, only thing you have to do is download WhatsApp. You want to send me an invite. In that invite, I want you to have your name in the invite and a little bit about yourself, all right? And then I can add you to the Spiritual Jamaica group, where you will get real-time updates and you can build with like-minded people pre-travel. And for all the brothers and sisters who are part of the group, I got good news as well. I was doing some research earlier today, and Jamaica is actually considering incrementally reopening their borders very soon. They're actually already having discussions to incrementally reopen Jamaica for tourism. All right. So that's good news. Pretty soon, you know, we'll be able to book flights and we'll be able to really have this retreat. And it's going to be phenomenal. At the retreat, you're going to learn how to live off the land. You're going to be linked up with Elder Larry Culture. He's going to show you how to till soil, show you how to plant. We're going to the Woodbrush Retreat, where You're gonna learn how to live off the land as well. Um, you're gonna see luxury tents. You're gonna see cabins. You're gonna see fresh water being drink straight out of the rock. I mean, it's phenomenal. Um, I wonder I wonder where the water comes from. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's phenomenal, and it's hard to gauge where the water actually comes from when you go to this retreat. I believe it's from the heavens, man. It gotta be from the heavens because it rejuvenates you. Um, but the retreat is gonna be phenomenal. I look forward to that. Also, if you like to donate to the Jamaica Spiritual Retreat and you are part of the group, especially those who are in the WhatsApp group, you can see the work that brothers and sisters are doing. You see people building. See, ladies and gentlemen, anytime that I'm standing behind something, you can see the work being done. You can see what's taking place. But if you can donate to the spiritual retreat, the Cash App is $spiritual retreat. All right. It will be highly appreciated. It'll be used to go towards the work. The brothers and sisters are working hard over there to provide provisions for you. And if you feel led to donate, it does help the work. All right. Also, what else that we got coming? Oh man, we got some things coming, some interviews. I want y'all to follow me on Instagram because we're gonna be doing some interviews on there as well. But I'd like to thank y'all for watching this live stream. Hopefully it edified you. Make sure you share it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Shalom and peace.